that I'm not able to explain, and I don't know if anybody can explain, but just from experience of working with people, I notice. So one of those things is dry fruit. Now, in my, I have a protocol of how we do my nutrition plan, because I have a lot of counselors that work with me and do my nutrition plan with their clients. So I have a 100-page protocol that they study and then they give it over. And one of the protocols used to be that 2 ounces of dry fruit counts as a fruit, and people would be able to have it every single day. Okay, great. One day we go away on a Shabbos together, the counselors and myself, and we're just randomly talking, and someone mentioned dry fruit, and she said, do you notice that your clients that eat dry fruit often don't lose as much weight? And we all said, yes, actually we do. So I personally don't have a logical explanation for it, because if they're really sticking to 2 ounces once a day, as we usually say, they should be fine. But we changed the protocol to 1 ounce once a day, and all those people started doing better, okay? Dry fruit definitely digests differently in your body than fresh fruit, we know that. But I don't know why it was stalling their weight loss. It definitely was. So my recommendation would be when you're having dry fruit, yes, it's great, it's high in folate, that's great. But we just said in the beginning, even things that are great should be in moderation. So 1 ounce. Okay. Antioxidants. Dates I would count as a dry fruit as well. Dates, figs, yeah, we'll get to those soon. Antioxidants and vitamin C, more sources of them, just because we're on the topic but not related to fruit. Salmon, tuna, sardines. These are also high in omega-3 fatty acid levels, making them good for your heart and for your brain. Now, if you don't like any of those, like let's say you don't eat fish and you don't want to have those, you can also have beans, nuts, flax seeds, healthy oils. Those are all great as well. What is that? Healthy oils would be anything other than canola oil or corn oil. Like sunflower oil is good. You can use coconut oil. You can use olive oil. Right, not vegetable oil. Not vegetable oil, not corn oil, and not canola oil. Basically the ones that are more expensive. Why? Because they're healthier. That's usually how it goes. Like the cheap oils are the ones that are not so great. Okay, now, if anyone's following along, I'm on page 3. Asparagus has vitamin B, which benefits memory and encourages stress management. So if you're stressed, have some asparagus. Asparagus, yeah. Now, raise your hand if you like chocolate. That's it? Right? Like, so little people like chocolate? Wow, okay. Okay, so with chocolate, you know, you hear sometimes like the research like, okay, chocolate is good for you, chocolate is bad for you, you know, it's always something's changing. So the truth is that dark chocolate, okay, that's a problem. Like when people hear chocolate, they think it means chocolate milkshake, milk chocolate, Hershey Kisses, whatever. We're talking about dark chocolate, just to be clear. The darker the better, the higher percentage the better. What's the benefit of it? It's full of antioxidants, which may help prevent heart attacks, lower blood pressure, and decrease the risk of stroke. What's a serving of dark chocolate? How much? 1 ounce, which is equal to how many cubes? Depends on the packaging, but it's 1 to 2 cubes at most. Okay? So 1 to 2 cubes at most. Hi. 1 to 2 cubes of dark chocolate at most. That's it. Now, suggestion, if you have a hard time with portion control, okay, and it's not embarrassing. I personally would do this for myself as well. I don't trust myself, you know, with a whole bar of chocolate always. So what I would do is I would take the bar of chocolate, break it into the portions, put it into individual either containers or sandwich bags or whatever works for you, and keep it like that, separate. Because once you start with a bar of chocolate and then you just keep eating it and tell yourself like, I heard a lecture, it's really good for you, you know. She said it's good for you, let me just eat it, right? So just, you know, you gotta be careful.
What kind of chocolate then?
Dark chocolate. The darker the better. 70%, 80%. The darker the better.
What about a baking?
Baking chocolate, if it's dark chocolate, yeah. Coffee. Raise your hand if you drink coffee. Okay, raise your hand if you love coffee. Okay, I always say that the one thing I would never give up for any money in the world, really, I think, is coffee. I don't know. I like literally love coffee. Now, I've been drinking coffee for like 20 years, and I've been giving it to my clients on their plans since I started. Since I started 15 years ago, probably at least 7-8 times the research has changed. Coffee's good for you, coffee's bad for you. Coffee's good for you, coffee's bad for you. The research keeps changing. Okay. I don't change my opinion of it. I always said that it's good for you in moderation. So on a practical level, aside from, we'll get to the nutrition part of it and the scientific part of it, but on a practical level, when someone is dieting and watching their food, it's already hard, very hard. The last thing you want to do to them is say, and you can't drink your coffee anymore, okay? Because they're not going to stick to it, okay? They will for a day or two or a week because they're there and they paid money and they're motivated, but then they're going to be like, I'm not doing this. She said no coffee.